Some restrictions apply. Program availability and qualification vary by case. For details, visit milestonetax.com.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Most of you have been in the stock market for a majority of your working life, even if you haven't realized it. If you've got a 401k, a retirement plan, or anything like that, you are already an investor. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea what their money is actually doing. I mean, I hear it all the time. Charles, I should have learned this earlier, or it's too late for me to start now. That's exactly why I wrote Unbreakable Investing, my newest beginner-friendly book that walks you through the foundations of investing, so you can start following the proven strategies at any age or experience level. I had a guest on my show recently who said she learned to play the piano at 90 years old. 90! You're never too old to learn anything, especially something as important as taking control of your finances.
Hundreds of thousands of people, from beginners to savvy investors, have received Charles Bain's newest book, Unbreakable Investor. And today, your copy's free when you just cover shipping. Text the word NEWS to 505-505. Text NEWS to 505-505. Text NEWS to 505-505.
Message and data rates may apply.
The internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.
Is life insurance part of your New Year's?
Get some gas and do some dash.
Right now, your treadmill is holding 2 jackets, a backpack, and last year's broken resolution. Listen, if you're young and healthy, any rookie life insurance agent can sign you up while scrolling TikTok. But if you're 50 to 60 trying to impress the new trophy wife, yeah, you need Big Lou, that term provider. Big Lou isn't here to bait and switch you. Nope, he tells you straight and somehow finds a way to save you money and get you covered. $1 million of life insurance coverage could be as low as $200 a month. That's cheaper than that gym membership you haven't used since the Obama administration. Start this year off with $1 million of life insurance. Call Big Lou at 800-244-0909. 800-244-0909. Remember, Big Lou's like you. His resolution is to please his trophy wife, too. For affordable term life insurance for you, call Big Lou at 800-244-0909 or biglou.com.
Where do you find a clear signal in the world of static? In a time of rapid change, cut through the noise. The Economist goes beyond the headlines to decode the forces shaping today and defining tomorrow. When global power fractures and markets start to swing, when tech leaps ahead and businesses scramble, get the full story. It's more than news. It's a trusted global perspective. The Economist. Know which way is up.
Patriots, Channel 125.
All year long about Pure Talk, my cell phone provider, a metronome company, and how Pure Talk offers you the same cell tower, same 5G network, same great service as all the big carriers, except the average the same service over $1,000 a year. Now, as a customer, as a consumer, you decide what companies will succeed or fail. It's in the palm of your hand, and their success depends on your decisions. And maybe it's just easier to go to the big wireless companies because, they're great. They expect, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of brand recognition. But when I tell you it's the same cell tower service and 5G network, and you can save $1,000+ a year, that's real money. If you're a business, you save even more. Say the keyword save now. Make the switch. It's simple, fast, and easy. Pound 250, keyword save now from Pure Talk.
mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audinhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. One call, life changed. Don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 855-2PRONTO or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. Start the new year by wiping out all higher interest debt and lowering your bills by thousands. Call 855-2PRONTO now and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You're still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT, yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience. You can start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-300-9988. 800-300-9988. Again, that's 800.
Sheets, Clinic Drive, Maumee, Ohio.
9988.
Golfer Byron Nelson was a total pro who won 11 straight and 18 PGA Tour events in 1945. He may be gone, but his legacy lives on in golf apparel that symbolizes his cool and effortless performance. The Byron Nelson collection features timeless, high-performance apparel made for anyone who loves modern comfort and classic style, from polos to pullovers. Look good, feel good, and maybe even play better with Byron Nelson apparel. You can also order online at ByronNelsonGolf.com and use code Byron for 10% off. My name is Preston James. I've been a stock and options trader for 23 years. I used to be an active swing trader, but that all changed once I discovered my Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader, hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market, and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives, and I'm confident it can change yours. But let the proof do the talking. By going to accountproof.com, that's accountproof.com, you'll see a 7-minute video revealing how my Money Press method grew a $54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8% per week. You'll see the proof right inside my real brokerage. But once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com to get started. That's accountproof.com.
life is in jeopardy every single solitary day. She is a woman of great courage and conviction, a former National Assembly member, founder of the Vente Venezuela movement. She believes in free markets and the rule of law and capitalism. Anyway, Maria, welcome to the program. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you, Sean. This is such a great pleasure. I'm very grateful to have the chance to share with you what's happening in Venezuela, our gratitude to President Trump and to the American people, and my absolute confidence that Venezuela will turn from the criminal hub of the narco-terrorism America into the energy hub of our hemisphere and the strongest ally the U.S. will have in the region. And that's going to happen soon. We have a cohesive, united society. Venezuela is, it's good people, freedom loving, hardworking, family loving people that we have been oppressed by this socialist criminal regime for 27 years. And finally, we are at the threshold of freedom.
Well, I've got to tell you, God bless you and what you're doing. I don't think people really understand the risk that you're and the harm's way you put yourself in for this. You're a woman of great courage. Here's the saddest part to me. Maria, Venezuela has so much in terms of wealth and natural resource potential. And I'll never forget Jorge Ramos, who I don't always agree with, but he did a very good piece. I think it was with Univision at the time. And he was in Venezuela, and he actually showed people in what should be one of the wealthiest countries in the world eating out of like garbage cans and off a garbage truck. And I'm thinking, this is such a shame because people are put in poverty because of corrupt government. You see the same thing in Cuba, the same thing in many other countries in Latin America and around the world. And it's just sad because I feel sorry for the people that, rank and file, everyday Venezuelans that are suffering needlessly. And you can't convince me that Maduro had an honest election the last time. There's no way he didn't steal that.
But everybody knows that he really won by a landslide and he was humiliated. But you know what the saddest part of all, Sean, is? It's intentional. They need to have a society living in misery so that they can stay in power by force. And that's precisely what they did. Can you imagine what tensions are right now in Venezuela? It's less than $1 a month. A teacher earns $1 a day. So children can only go twice a week to public schools because teachers need to get money from other activities. So this is a tragedy, and that's why they have forced migration to a third of our population. Imagine what the tragedy. Every single family in our country has been divided because parents have had and leave their children behind just to send them some food back home. So you see children alone in their very humble houses and their grandparents taking care of them. Grandparents that are absolutely sick because there are no hospitals and no medicine. And as you said, this was the richest, wealthiest country in the region. I mean, we have the largest oil reserves in the world. But that has one meaning. This is socialism. When you put these criminals in power, they won't live. They won't live. Forget about elections. We won by a landslide, but they want to stay. Why? Because they need to destabilize the region, and they have turned Venezuela into the safe haven of all the enemies of the Western democracies, especially the United States. We have the Iranians freely operating in our country. We've turned Venezuela into satellite of Tehran, only 3 hours away from Florida. You have the Russians, you have Hezbollah, you have the drug cartel, the Colombia cartel, all aligned in partnership with the regime. The head of this criminal structure, narco-terrorist structure, is Nicolas Maduro. And, they formed the Tren de Aragua. They created the Cartel de los Soles to destabilize the region and the United States. They declared a war on the Venezuelan Venezuelan people, and they have declared a war on the Western democracies. Now, President Trump is finally ending this war. He is about saving lives. And that's why we, the super strong population, totally support. And we are very grateful for his vision, his courage, and his strength.
Do you think Maduro can survive long? Now, I've had sources, and there's a lot of rumors out there that he may go to places like Iran or Russia. Have you heard similar rumors, and how long do you think his regime will survive?
Well, Sean, if these were conventional dictators, this would have fallen a long time ago. The Venezuelan people, we have done everything. We protested, we voted. We organized underground. We've done everything. But it is a criminal structure, and certainly these regimes that you mentioned, Iran, Russia, Cuba, they are supporting Maduro because it's an annoyance to the United States. It's a way they have, as I said, a front beach in the middle of the hemisphere. But certainly Maduro is now weaker than ever. And finally, they are understanding that this is serious, that their days are counted. So I do believe that if Maduro understands that he has no way out, his best option is to accept one of these, offers to go somewhere else. But at the end, when you have 90% of a population that already mandated, and I want to insist on this, Sean, because I've heard some people talking about, regime change. This is not regime change. It is not, an elected, legitimate president that is being changed. No. The people of Venezuela elected Edmundo González Urrutia with 70% of the votes, and they are staying by force. With repression, we have almost 1,000 political prisoners, including teenagers that are being tortured, sexually assaulted, women. Relatives, parents, grandchildren are being detained and disappeared. If they don't find their relatives, they're looking for. This is, as I said, state terrorism, only 3 hours away from the United States. So I do believe this is a unique moment. And once Maduro goes, imagine what this will mean. Of course, for the Venezuelan people, of course, for my country, because we will see millions of migrants coming back as soon as Maduro goes. But also, for all the countries in the Americas, we will turn this criminal hub, this threat to the national security of the United States into a security.
Well, let me ask you, because you had to flee your country because you would have been assassinated. You would have been killed. Anybody with the brain understands that. And if Maduro goes, you would obviously be the most logical and first choice, I believe, of the Venezuelan people. But I worry for you because there are always going to be these Maduro holdovers that would want to fill his shoes. I mean, that when that moment comes, you're going to have to be very careful, and we'll all be praying for you. And I God bless you for having the courage that you have.
Look, Sean, I trust my people. That's why where we are right now. People told us it was impossible to carry out a primary, and I won with over 90% of the votes. Then they banned me from running for president, and we found an alternate candidate, and we managed to win again. And then they said it was impossible to prove the results, and the whole world saw the actual original tally sheets that demonstrated our victory. Once again, they say it's going to be very complicated. Violence might come and groups will oppose each other. Sean, believe me, Venezuelan people have fought so hard to finally live in freedom with dignity, to have our children back home. The Venezuelan people are going to take care that this transition is orderly and peaceful. And yes,
listen, I do believe that God created every human being to be free. And I do support your quest for freedom, and I wish that for the Venezuelan people and people in tyranny all over the world. Again, as I point out, you have such enormous courage. Let me ask you this question. You got the great honor of getting the Nobel Peace Prize, and when you accepted it, you said it really should go to Donald Trump. I don't think I've ever heard, or I can't recall ever hearing anyone accept an award like that and say, really, I'm not the right person, you picked the wrong person. Why did you do that?
Because it's fair, because it's the truth. What we've done is fight for truth, even if it's hard sometimes and painful. But this is the truth. And we, the Venezuelan people, are very grateful for what President Trump is doing for years.
Maria Carino Machado, you are a very, very courageous and brave woman. I wish you God's blessings this holiday season and at all times. And may you guide the people of Venezuela back into the civilized world and out of poverty and tyranny. It's really an honor to have you on the program. We do appreciate your time. And Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you, and God bless us all. Thank you.
God bless you. Yes, ma'am. 800-941-SEAN. We'll continue.
Making America first, safe and great again. This is the Sean Hannity Show. The internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless malware gets in the way, it's a place that can surprise you with phishing websites and trackers. The internet is wonderful, but you must protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. TechRadar named it the #1 VPN in 2025. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. What else? This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web to check that the information associated with your email address is not exposed. Just a few clicks and you're safer online. Browse with more peace of mind. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com. If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation. Call 800-613-8836. 800-613-8836. 800-613-8836. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Where do you find a clear signal in a world of static? In a time of rapid change, cut through the noise. The Economist goes beyond the headlines to decode the forces shaping today and defining tomorrow. When global power fractures and markets start to swing, when tech leaps ahead and businesses scramble, get the full story. It's more than news. It's a trusted global perspective. The Economist. Know which way is up.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance. Call SelectQuote quote at 1-800-885-2424 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-885-2424 or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-885-2424. Details on example rate at selectquote.com. Golfer Byron Nelson was a total pro who won 11 straight and 18 PGA Tour events in 1945. He may be gone, but his legacy lives on in golf apparel that symbolizes his cool and effortless performance. The Byron Nelson collection features timeless, high-performance apparel made for anyone who loves modern comfort and classic style. From polos to pullovers. Look good, feel good, and maybe even play better with Byron Nelson apparel. You can also order online at ByronNelsonGolf.com and use code Byron for 10% off. Conservative Voices, built on freedom, powered by you. As a truck driver in this country, I can tell you that the fuel prices are considerably lower now under Trump than they were under Biden. Secure borders, a sound fiscal policy, and fair and verifiable elections. Join the conversation. The unions will never let anybody else work unless the union is getting their piece of the pie and protecting the wage. Voice is heard. Hey, JB. 145. Breitbart News Saturday. Oil. The one and only Senator J.D. Vance. We're going to do it, Matt. We just
You be hating.
the Congresswoman from the great state of New York.
What's up, brother? Had to get me a Honey Crisp. Thank you. Log it in now. Got me a warm beverage. Get this rolling. Fuck. Oh, what the fuck's going on now? Well, after I reboot my phone. How was your New Year?
When you are at home, when you finally get some downtime, when you are relaxing, you want to enhance the experience. Well, that's all things CozyEarth.com. I am telling you, once you get the Cozy Earth bamboo sheets, it is comfort at a level you cannot even fathom or imagine. And I sleep better as a result of it. And I'm going to tell you something, you will too. It's that discernible difference. Imagine.
I can imagine it. And let me tell you what else I can imagine.
What?
I can imagine a Christmas morning in my Cozy Earth pajamas with my double bubble cuddle blanket listening to Burl Ives. That's what I can picture.
Yeah, that's what I can picture that too. You know, the bubble cuddle blanket, I haven't got the double. Yeah, I mean,
Get it?
I have to get, I mean, it's hard to imagine it would even get softer and more comfortable and more relaxing. I mean, I'm telling you, if I took my blood pressure, I don't think it's ever lower. I mean, it's amazing. And they'll even give you a 100-night sleep trial absolutely free. You're going to love all their products. What is it like? You get a tote bag. You get a tote bag with your bubble cuddle blanket, and you can use it over and over and over and over again.
The blanket is huge to the
It
bag.
looks great under the Christmas tree. Yeah. Anyway, go to CozyEarth.com. If you mention my name, Hannity, in the promo code, you get 20% off. That's CozyEarth.com, promo code Hannity, 20% off. If you got a post-purchase survey, make sure you mention your friend Sean Hannity told you about Cozy Earth. Give the gift of comfort that lasts all year round. All right, that's going to wrap things up for today. From the swamp, Hannity tonight, Donald Trump addressing the nation. The best is yet to come. 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll carry his speech, and we will have reaction immediately thereafter. We have among our guests Senator Katie Britt. We have John Barrasso. We have Lindsey Graham, and all the other news of the day. All coming up tonight. Set your DVR. President Trump addresses the nation. 9 Eastern tonight. We'll carry it on Hannity. That's it for us. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you tonight. And back here tomorrow. Thank you for making the show possible. This is the best of the best. This is the Sean Hannity Show. Every business is asking the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are endless, and guessing is too risky. But sitting on the sidelines is not an option, because one thing is almost certain. Your competitors are already making their move.
No more waiting. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It's the unified suite that brings your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into a single source of truth. That connected data is what makes your AI smarter. So it doesn't just guess, it knows. From intelligently automating routine tasks to delivering actionable insights, NetSuite helps you cut costs and make fast AI-powered decisions with confidence. This isn't another bolted-on tool. It's AI built into the system that runs your business. Whether your company earns millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. Right now, get the business guide Demystifying AI free at netsuite.com/nation. That's netsuite.com/nation. The IRS is ramping up collections, wage garnishments, bank levies, even private collectors. Before your paycheck is hit, call Milestone Tax Solutions. We're U.S.-based, veteran-run, and when you call, a real American answer. Milestone Tax Solutions create a plan that fits your life using real IRS relief programs that stop collections and reduce penalties. Call 888-585-4914. That's 888-585-4914. Milestone Tax, America's trusted path to IRS relief. Call 888-585-4914 today. Some restrictions apply. Program availability and qualification vary by case. For details, visit milestonetax.com.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev. We, the people of the United States. This week in American history. December 30th, 1922. The Lincoln Memorial is dedicated in Washington, D.C., honoring Abraham Lincoln and his legacy to preserve the Union. And on December 29th, 1937, the first test flight of the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress takes place, establishing a key aircraft in U.S. military aviation. Counting down to America 250 only on Sirius XM Patriot. I think one of the most important consumer values is personal responsibility. Like later, freedom is not the end of the story. No shit. It's what we do with our freedom that matters. Enough of this woke DEI stuff. No. We're only looking for the best, and we're looking for excellence. And then the family. The left said that the nuclear family is white supremacy. This nuclear family is the bedrock. Somebody working here is parked right up front. With Mike Slater, weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Conservative principles. There's no way there's that much snow on there. Channel 125. This is Sirius XM Patriot. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those prices down. Conservative principles live here. This is Patriot. News at this hour from Town Hall. I'm George Williams in Washington. In the Big Apple, Zoran Mamdani says it's a new era for New York City. He was officially sworn in as mayor at the stroke of the new year last night and had a second ceremony at City Hall earlier this afternoon. At a Swiss alpine ski resort, some 40 people were killed, another 115 injured, most seriously, from an early morning fire at a New Year's celebration. The local attorney general says it's too early to determine the cause. Officials are ruling out terrorism. The Chief Justice has issued his annual letter to the judiciary. John Roberts says the Constitution remains a sturdy pillar for the country. Largely focusing on U.S. legal history, Roberts called on judges to continue deciding cases according to their oath, giving equal right to the poor and to the rich. Correspondent Ben Thomas says Roberts' message comes after a tumultuous year. Despite setbacks at lower levels, President Trump's agenda has scored wins at the Supreme Court. More pivotal Supreme Court decisions are still to come, including cases involving birthright, citizenship, and tariffs. President Trump is putting the brakes on increased tariffs on furniture and other goods. The president signed a New Year's Eve proclamation delaying higher tariffs on upholstered furniture, kitchen cabinets, and vanities for 1 year. He cited ongoing trade talks for the reason. The order keeps in place a 25% tariff he imposed in September on those goods. The president has said the tariffs on furniture are needed to bolster American industry and protect national security. Greg Clugston, Washington.
New Year's Day is college football day. The Premier Bowls. Earlier, Oregon defeated Texas Tech. At halftime in the Rose Bowl, Indiana is leading Alabama. Ole Miss to play Georgia later. Wall Street closed for today's New Year holiday. More at townhall.com. What if 2026 could be the best year ever for your retirement? It can when you take control of your financial future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-741-GOLD right now and get your free gold rollover kit valued at $49. Yours just for calling. More Americans than ever are discovering the power of rolling over a portion of their IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver. With a simple, tax and penalty-free rollover, you can add stability, security, and strength to your retirement. In times of inflation, uncertainty, or market swings, gold has been a steady, tangible, proven store of value. And in 2026, it could be the key to building the retirement you've always imagined. That's why so many people trust Advantage Gold, the #1 rated gold IRA company in America for 10 years running. Call 800-741-GOLD to get your free gold rollover kit. Call 800-741-GOLD and let 2026 be the year you really take control. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD. Russia and Ukraine continue fighting in their nearly 4-year-old war.
Some officials say that a Ukrainian attack killed at least 24 people in a Russian-occupied village in Ukraine's Kherson region as tensions between the two nations continue to spike, despite diplomats hailing productive peace talks. Ukrainian officials did not immediately comment on the strike, which could not be independently verified by the Associated Press. The statement follows claims from Moscow that Ukraine launched a long-range drone against one of Russian President Vladimir Putin's official residences in northwestern Russia on Tuesday. Kiev has denounced the claims as a lie. Elsewhere in Ukraine, Russia attacked the Odessa region overnight, targeting civilian infrastructure in several waves of drone attacks. I'm Karen Shavas.
In Iran, at least 3 people are dead as protests over the nation's struggling economy now spreading into rural areas. More at townhall.com.
David Webb, conservatism is a movement and one that has helped America become a much better nation. We've overcome the dark parts of our history, and we've done that to move forward as one nation, and we cannot be divided by the hard left. Conservative principles live here. The David Webb Show, weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on Sirius XM Patriot, channel 125, and on the Sirius XM app.
The internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-475-1818. That's 800-475-1818.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose.
Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P, Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
He's here. Now, drugs on the underground plan. Deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere behind the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader.
Mark Levin Show. Happy New Year. Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3881, 1-877-381-3881. And this is our last program of the year. And I want to wish you all final nights of Hanukkah, wonderful Hanukkah, Merry Christmas next week. Really a wonderful time of the year, isn't it? And we will spend time with family, as you are.
All right. Let's go.
And that's a wonderful thing, too. Let's see what was said to me here on True Social from the president. Because of ISIS's vicious killing of brave American patriots in Syria, whose beautiful souls I welcomed home to American soil earlier this week in a very dignified ceremony, I'm hereby announcing that the United States is inflicting very serious retaliation, just as I promised, on the murderers, terrorists, and the responsible. We are striking very strongly against ISIS strongholds in Syria, a place soaked in blood, which has many problems, but one that has a bright future if ISIS can be eradicated. Government of Syria, led by a man who's working very hard to bring greatness back to Syria, is fully in support. All terrorists who are evil enough to attack Americans are hereby warned. You will be hit harder than you have ever been hit before if you, in any way, attack or threaten the USA, President Trump. And that's the way you deal with terrorists. That's the way you deal with them. That's the way Israel deals with them. That's the way you have to deal with them. So I would just point that out. When Israel's going after terrorists, Hamas terrorists, they haven't stopped being terrorists. The fact that they're brutalizing Palestinians and executing them, and it gets almost no attention. But that's how you deal with terrorists. And so it's not breaking a ceasefire when you deal with terrorists, and it's certainly not breaking anything else. They need to be eliminated. And I got to say this, for all the talk about Ukraine this, Ukraine that, Ukraine is fighting. They are fighting.
But they're losing.
Russia's paying a very, very heavy price. Ukraine, of course, but Russia was supposed to be able to mop them up, right? Emily Crane, New York Post, Ukraine drones blow up a Russian oil tanker, an unprecedented special operation, dramatic video. It is dramatic, isn't it, Mr. Producer? It is a massive, massive explosion. The out-of-area operation marks the first time Kiev was struck in neutral waters. Excuse me, cholera. Until now, Ukraine security services only claim responsibility for drone attacks in the Black Sea. Well, what are they supposed to do? You need to go on the offensive. That's exactly what they're doing. The Kendale vessel, which was empty at the time, is said to have suffered critical damage. Ukraine insisted the strike posed no threat to the environment. I mean, the vessel wasn't carrying cargo at the time. The tanker had unloaded oil at the Indian port of Sika earlier this month and was en route back. The strike was carried out, according to officials. Yeah, they blew this thing really sky high, this Russian tanker. I don't know what he expects. These people.
Hey, John. Happy New Year. Oh, yeah. Slow and easy. They're paying bonuses tonight, so I've decided to go live.
I'm on Team Ukraine. Yes, I am. Was Muslim Bondi Beach hero who disarmed terrorist branded a traitor in Arab media for saving Jewish lives? Well, of course. Of course. The heroic Syrian-Austrian man disarmed one of the terrorists firing at a crowd of Hanukkah revelers in Australia's Bondi Beach has been slammed as a traitor by many Palestinian commentators for saving Jewish lives. There can never be.
Literally made $25 delivering 2 pizzas a mile and a half. So hopefully it continues that trend. We'll see.
West Bank-based, aka Judea and Samaria-based Ramallah news outlet shared a story about the life-saving actions taken by Ahmad al-Ahmad, 43. Many of the outlet's readers trashed the Muslim hero and prayed that he would not recover from his serious injuries. according to Palestinian Media Watch. Now, see, this is the thing. This is why I talk over and over again about the Islamists who murder non-conforming, non-fundamentalist Muslims. Murder them, slaughter them. Because this is what they think. This is who they are. His heroism served as a feel-good story for most of the world. And it goes on, but we don't need to read that because we already know what he did. And he's going to receive, and this is a good thing, let's see here, he's going to receive a $1.6 million check donated by 43,000 supporters. Let's see, he's been given a check for actually $2.5 million. Honestly asking if he was actually worthy of the support from tens of thousands of strangers. He was given the oversized check in Australian dollars, equivalent to about 165 million American dollars. Very, very impressive.
That sounds good.
Very, very impressive. And of course, the Islamists hate him. The Islamists had their way. They killed him.
Sure, that smells really good.
Among others, Palestinians. And one of the ISIS-inspired terrorists, Rajid Akram, 50, was shot dead by police, and we know about that. Yeah, everybody saw this man. He was absolutely fantastic. And, you know, this is why when you look at what took place on that subway in New York, man stepping in, trying to help people and save people, and he wound up Penny, who was fantastic.
I'll be hanging out by this Outback. I don't know if that means an order's coming in or what.
The person he subdued,
we can do that.
Dying. Then they try to charge him. It was outrageous. We want men and women who will stand up, especially men, and protect their fellow man. That is, their fellow citizen, or anybody, for that matter. And that's very important, too. By the way, speaking of important, I've got 2 important Life, Liberty, and Levin shows this weekend. But I'm very focused on my opening statement on Sunday. I taped the opening statement on Sunday. I taped it Thursday morning. And let me just give you a little insight into this. Early in American history, before America was a country of the United States, Christians and Jews lived together and worked together. Not that there was an overwhelming number of Jews, but there were Jews. And they shared a value system. They shared...
Have to come by and do a taste test.
And when the Revolutionary War began, there was a man by the name of Solomon. And I want to tell you about this man and his impact on the Revolutionary War. And I want to get into this a little bit more with you, because as Christians, you should be very proud. As Jews, you should be very proud. And moreover, as Americans, you should be very proud of how this nation was founded,
makes me sick, kind of.
The Judeo-Christian belief system, and by Jews and Christians. But there's no question about it. This nation, essentially, was founded by Christians. A Christian nation relying on Judeo-Christian principles and also relying on the Jews for assistance at key times, who were very patriotic as well.
Oh, no, they want me to go to my core life. Okay, we'll move along.
We'll be right back.
Bet you we're going to get a Wingstop order now. Usually what we get from there.
Johnny's on his couch. It's almost game time. He's fiddling with the remote. He can't find the game. He's really struggling. He's not going to find it. He threw the remote. He has thrown the remote. Is this your sports experience? With live sports on the SiriusXM app, all the big games are just a tap away. Wait, Johnny's pulling out his phone. He's got the SiriusXM app. He's listening to the game. Have yourself a day, Johnny. Have yourself a day. It never happens at a good time. The pipe bursts at midnight. The heater quits on the coldest night. Suddenly, you're overwhelmed.
That's what HomeServe is here. For $4.99 a month, you're never alone. Just call their 24/7 hotline and a local pro is on the way. Trusted by millions, HomeServe delivers peace of mind when you need it most. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate.
Even late at night, I've never seen this light blinking. Levy
or wage garnishments.
Or we stop for a reason.
You can now take advantage of these
Malfunction or something.
programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get the relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They're A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7049. 800-575-7049. That's 800-575-7049. Or simply visit TRA.com.
If you or a loved one has cancer, be not afraid. You're not alone. The technology has greatly advanced over the years. inVita Cancer Center is a leader in personalized, precision, integrative cancer treatment. Hi, I'm Dr. Dino Prado, and if you need next-level targeting for your cancer treatment, we are here to help you. Visit us at inVita.com, ENVITA.com, and may God bless you on your journey to healing.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. He was in great health. It's out of nowhere, had a stroke. And
well, it could have been in great health if he had a stroke.
But my dad had life insurance. So even after he passed away, he was still able to provide for my mom. And of course, by extension, my brother and I. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife, and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com. Because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test. Just a few health questions. 10 minutes. You're covered. Your family is covered. You get $2 million in coverage for $2 a day. That's a 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. We don't like to talk about death in our culture, but everyone's going to die. You are going to die. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/rate. Rates may vary, billed monthly. Ethos.com/rate.
Selling your home? Then you're probably looking for a great real estate agent. Well, you know where you have to look? Ready.com, REDY.com. Because on Ready, the best real estate agents will pay you just for an opportunity to sell your home. Let me say that again. On Ready.com, and only on Ready.com, the best real estate agents will pay you a cash bonus, usually thousands of dollars up front, just to get you to pick them to be your agent. Why would they pay to be your agent? Because your listing is really valuable to real estate agents. So don't just give it away for nothing. Make those agents earn your business. Go to Ready.com and make the best agents compete to be your agent. Get paid when you pick an agent on Ready.com or call 888-880-REDY. 888-880-READY.
Hi there, I'm Stu Sakowitz, owner and inventor of Pine Valley Orthotics. I'm a licensed professional, and if you're struggling with foot pain or plantar fasciitis, you need to call me for a free consultation. I even answer my own phone, 866-443-7463. They're $99, and if I can't make your pain go away, I will happily refund your money. Or go to PineValleyOrthotics.com and order a pair today. Your feet will thank you as much as I do.
Human dignity, secure borders.
We are
SiriusXM Patriot.
Channel 125.
Conservative principles live here.
You're listening to the Best of the Mark Levin Show. Happy New Year.
Solomon, who we've talked about before, helped finance the American Revolution. And a migrant, as many were back then.
from Poland, immediately joined the Revolutionary War. He'd been captured multiple times by the British and served in these prison boats that were horrendous. That's one of the reasons he died when he was a young man, 44 years old. That said, he not only raised funds, he gave many of his resources to the Revolutionary War. He died penniless because the government never paid him back, and he also provided finances to help some of the greatest founders of the time, Madison and others, and they didn't have the funds to pay him back. He died a pauper, a hero who was known at the time but is not known today. And history ought to be taught. But I just want to make it clear, Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, among many others, but those are four big men involved in this nation's founding. They were all very, very familiar and versed in what was called the Hebrew Bible. They studied it, they knew it backwards and forwards, and it influenced their views, whether it was the Declaration or the Constitution. Obviously, Jefferson wasn't there, but he supported it, and had a major impact. How do we know? Because they said so. Washington famously wrote a letter and visited to, I guess, the oldest synagogue, if not one of them, in Rhode Island. And one of the things he told them in a letter was that in America and under his stewardship, the children of Abraham would be protected and live like all other people. Now, this was a remarkable statement at a time like this. Remarkable statement. John Adams lavished praise on the Jews, who he called repeatedly the chosen people. Don't look at me, I'm just telling you what he said. Jefferson was first among equals in promoting religious liberty, both in the colonies in Virginia, as an example, as well as pressed it hard in Maryland after he retired from the presidency. And he was a big believer in religious liberty. And Madison, too. And this is why we have our First Amendment. You don't establish a state religion, but you don't interfere with the exercise of religion either. And that's what these men believe. Now, at the Constitutional Convention, all the delegates were Christian. Different denominations, for sure. All of them were Christian. At the Second Continental Congress, the Declaration of Independence was voted on and was written and voted on. All the delegates were Christian. All of them. Now, it is said, correctly, that Jefferson and Franklin were deists, that they were Christians. The deist simply means, it can mean many things, but it is a general matter. It means that they weren't exactly sure what God's role was in individual affairs and so forth, but that there was in fact a God who did in fact have an enormous impact on humanity. So this nation was founded by Christians. There's simply no debate. And it's a very, very good thing that it was. Because Christianity, both during the pre-revolutionary and revolutionary period and constitutional period and today, is a beneficent faith. It is a tolerant faith. It is a humane faith. And that's why minorities in America are able to live freely, religious minority. And I've told you this before. God bless the Christians. God bless the Christian. And I say this as a Jew. I also know that our declaration, the expressions in our declaration, the references to God, divine providence, and so forth, come from the combination of the Judeo-Christian belief system and values. That Christianity was heavily influenced by Judaism, and who knew it? Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, and most of the others. So when you hear people today like Tucker Carlson and others trying to bifurcate the two, this is a new attack, not just on Jews, but on Christians. If you listen to some of the great pastors of our day now, like John Hagee and many, many others, Pastor Evans and so forth, but there are others, many others, they repudiate what Carlson says as blasphemy. Blasphemy. And they're right. And I want to continue on this for a little bit, given the fact that it's Hanukkah and Christmas is next week. We'll be right back.
Heated seats, open roads, and music handpicked to get the whole crew hyped to hit the slopes. With Road Trip Radio's Ski Trip Mixtape, the drive up might just be the best part. The Ski Trip Mixtape from Road Trip Radio, Channel 301, and on the SiriusXM app. Tap in now and search Ski.
Attention taxpayers, owe the IRS, get with Milestone Tax Solutions, a proudly U.S.-based firm. Your case stays right here in America with licensed professionals. No waiting, no outsourcing, just real American service that puts you first. Milestone Tax. Veteran-run, American strong, ready to fight for you. Call 888-585-4914. That's 888-585-4914. Call 888-585-4914 today. Some restrictions apply. Program availability and qualification vary by case. For details, visit milestonetax.com.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, and I'm here to help you cancel those outrageous cell phone bills. Ever sign up for one of those too good to be true phone deals? 1 minute you're feeling great, then suddenly you're paying over $1,000 a year. Crazy, right? You know who else thinks that's crazy? Red Pocket Mobile. With premium 5G plans starting at just $10 a month, you're guaranteed the best combination of service and pricing, period. With no contracts and no price increases ever. Plus, Red Pocket gives you access to all 3 5G networks. You pick the one that works best where you live or work. And with Red Pocket, you keep your phone and your number. Why in the world would you not switch? Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Getting a new phone this holiday season? Don't forget to plan. Switch now and get 50% off Red Pocket's monthly plans with one locked-in low price and your choice of 3 5G networks. Go to redpocket.com. That's redpocket.com. redpocket.com.
You've worked hard for your money. Now let it work hard for you. RJM Group and Company has been helping families grow their wealth for over 30 years, right here in South Florida. Imagine an investment as steady as a CD account, but earning returns from 7% to 20%, guaranteed every month or every year. With contracts from 1 to 5 years, RJM puts you in control. No gambling, no guessing. Just smart, secure growth backed by real estate expertise you can trust. If you've been waiting for the right way to invest, call RJM Group and Company now at 1-888-775-3002. That's 1-888-775-3002. That's 1-888-775-3002. RJM Group. Trusted, proven, built for your future.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely. Business owners, have you ever considered cashing out and selling your company? If so, it could be worth a lot more than you think. If your business has annual revenues of $10 million to $250 million, you need to call the experts at Carnegie Point. With over 20 years of experience, we specialize in helping business owners like you navigate the process of selling your company smoothly, confidentially, and for the best possible price. Did you know that depending on your industry, you can potentially sell for 5 to over 10 times your annual net earnings? This means that we typically sell our clients' businesses at valuations of $20 million to over $200 million. We know that selling your business can be a big decision. That's why we take the time to understand your goals and guide you through every step of the process. Call Carnegie Point for your free company financial analysis and our expert opinion on what your business is worth. Call 800-599-2022. That's 800-599-2022. Or visit CarnegiePoint.com. Do you have a luxury watch you no longer wear or want? Why not sell it for cash you could use now? Worthy is a selling partner you can trust to get you the best value for brands like Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and more. With thousands of 5-star reviews and features in publications like the New York Times and Forbes, Worthy has already helped 80,000 clients get the most for their watches, diamonds, and jewelry. With our secure online auction, Worthy will help you sell your luxury watch fast with zero risk. You're in complete control, and once your watch sells, payment is fast. If it doesn't sell, we return it to you for free. No strings attached. At Worthy, we succeed when you do because we share the same goal to maximize your earnings. Why settle for less when you can get more? And now, for a limited time, Worthy is cutting fees in half for SiriusXM listeners. Get 50% off your success fee when you go to worthy.com/50. That's worthy.com/50. Strong families.
Personal responsibility.
Conservative principles live here. We are SiriusXM Patriot. Channel 125.
This is Mark Levin wishing you a Happy New Year. Now back to the best of me.
Mark Levin,
America's passionately cerebral voice. Talk with that voice now. 877-381-3811. You've heard me say for some time now that Americanism is incompatible with Islamism. And many people have cited Charlie Kirk for that. We've been talking about that a long time. Charlie was a big fan of this show. Americanism and Islamism are incompatible. If you read on Power, I actually say it right there. I have it in front of me. I think it's chapter 4 or 5. And this is what I want to get to. Islamism is not compatible with American Judeo-Christian foundational principles. And as I explain in the book, and as I make that clear in the book, as I've talked about for years on this program, Judaism and Christianity, while people obviously practice their faith, live by their faith, what does their faith tell them? You see, the issue with Islamism is Islamism, as Zuhdi Jasser puts it, he calls it political Islamism. Islamism is not purely about faith. Islamism is also about how you're supposed to run a society. Literally, how you're supposed to run a society. So the Quran is filled with rules and laws, not for your own practice, but Sharia courts, rules about marriage, and goes on and on and on. Christianity and Judaism have some of that, but it's not about issues of governance for an entire society. It's about beliefs. And the point is that you practice your faith, you practice beliefs, you pass that on to your children and your grandchildren. But you don't turn to your neighbor and say, this is what this says, and so if you live your life like X, and if you don't treat your wife like this, and you don't have this many children, and you don't do this, and you don't do that, then you're blasphemous. This is a massive distinction between Christianity, Judaism, and Islamism. A massive distinction. So Islamists insist on the imposition of these viewpoints, of these beliefs, on Christians, Jews, other Muslims, and everybody else. And everybody else. That's why it's incompatible. And I explained it in detail in All Power, but we've talked about it in detail here over the years as well. Christianity preaches tolerance. Judaism, the same thing. Now, what do I mean by that? I just said in the last segment, I love this stuff. I just said,
I'll be right back. Something's going on with his app.
this nation and Judeo-Christian values and beliefs undergird our families. They undergird our Declaration, they undergird our Constitution, they undergird our civil society. And yet, people from all backgrounds, all races, all creeds, all ethnicities, and all religions can live in America and practice their faith, and so forth and so on, and do. Not so in Qatar.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
Hello? 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 In Saudi Arabia. Not so in Egypt. Not so. And the list is a long one.
Hi, if you record your name and
Answer. Hello? Muslim countries that have embraced the Reformation and reform, like Indonesia, which is the largest Muslim country on the face of the earth. There's over 50. I've heard it said there's 57 Muslim countries. I don't have time to Google it, but something of that sort. And they come in different varieties, different governments. The vast majority of which, however, are not democratic. Because if you believe in the 7th century sort of barbarian system, if you reject the Enlightenment, then you must, theoretically, you're a fundamentalist, impose your views on others, because only then are you doing God's will. Only then is the Messiah. It is not Christianity or Judaism. It's not. It's factual. So when I say that Islam, I'm not talking about all Muslims, obviously. Hello?
Hey, I apologize. It was going through my car while I was in the store.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't know what's going on with the app tonight. I picked up another order from there the same time your order came in and it didn't come across me. I just picked it up, so I'm on the way. I don't know why you had to wait so long, but I'm gonna have to.
Great, so
I'm gonna have to call support though, because they've got me almost an hour late on this call. I was literally waiting in front of another place, waiting for another order, and finally I was like, "Why is it saying 1 to 2 minute wait?" I've been waiting 30 minutes.
Oh, no problem.
All right, yeah, I'll be there in just a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, bye.
Islam is incompatible with Americanism. It's a fact. Look at Texas. We have Islamists, imams, trying to create their own countries within a state. And it supports segregation, if you will. Only people who agree should be allowed to live in that community. We're talking about outside of Plano, Texas, and in Houston and so forth and so on. They're not the only places. Your border state is heading in that direction in a very fast and significant way.
I was right by it.
In a very fast and significant way. So when Tucker Carlson, Turning Point USA, says, I'm a Christian, and then proceeds to smear Christians, and then proceeds to candy coat Islamism, he should be totally completely checked. As much as he says there is no such thing as Judeo-Christian values, which of course is lunacy, he's an ignoramus. But that aside, he's striking the heart of our republic, that is, against it. Against it. You see, you can't just attack Jewish values without attacking Christian values and vice versa. And vice versa. And that's why he's an anti-Semite in my view, and he attacks Jews, and he's a Christian basher because he knows that you can't bifurcate Judeo and Christian when we're talking about Judeo-Christian values and beliefs. Obviously, there's different practices. Obvious different beliefs in the Messiah. Okay? But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. This is why and he's not alone, he's attacking now not just Jews, but what he calls Christian Zionists. And there are Christian Zionists. These are people who believe in the Holy and the Old Testament as well as the New Testament. Christianity, that's your Bible. That's your Bible. Now, I'm not proselytizing. I don't pretend to be a rabbi or a pastor or a priest or what have you, when I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the philosophical and the practical. I really do. This is why Islamists can never be assimilated into the American culture. This is why they never want to be assimilated into the American culture. You see some of these people, these leftists, who embrace them and promote them because their objective is the same. No, not the imposition of Islam on the entire population. No, the destruction of the West, the destruction of America, the Constitution, and the Republican system. In this, there's overlay. In this, there's camaraderie. There's collusion. And they'll figure out how to work it all out at the end if they succeed, which they won't. But if they succeed, but that's beside it. So 7th century barbarians or barbarism was incompatible with civil society. This is why I am leading the charge condemning conflict. This is why I have been leading the charge telling you it's incompatible. This is why I've been leading the charge to explain the fusion of Marxism and Islamism would be the destruction of America. When I was talking about this, nobody was talking about it, and people were afraid to talk about it. They were scared to death. This is how, Mr. and Mrs. America, this is how I approach what I do. That is, to tell you what I know to be true. and let the chips fall where they may. And not tell you once, but tell you a lot. In order to push this into the mainstream, in order to push this into our culture so people understand what we're confronting. This is why in May and June, when I decided to take on Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon and others, names I can't remember, I was told you might not want to people. I said they're not powerful, they're bullies. They've got very niche audiences. They're bullies. They're destroying our youth. They're brainwashing our youth. They're destroying MAGA. Destroying the Republican Party, which is the only party that stands in front of the Democrat Party. They are constantly stabbing the president in the back. They're anti-Semites. They are Christian bashers. Somebody's going to stand up to them. And this is what happened. This is why it had to happen. I could be wrong, but I'm very excited, at least from my perspective, that so many people now feel very comfortable in taking these people on. Not enough. Everybody should. We have top-level Republicans who sit silently or coddle these people. That cannot be tolerated. Some of them expect to be president or vice president or senator or congressman. No. If you don't have the guts, the moral clarity to stand up to people who are literally attacking our foundational principles that make this country great, then you're not either. God knows you shouldn't be in that position, and there are people who can be leaders who should be in that position. I hope this makes sense. I'll be right back.
March Lopez.
Howard Stern made a decision about his future.
We're back. That's the announcement. 3 more years with Sirius XM, and I'm excited about it.
Howard returns Monday, January 5th.
I do love my audience. I love Sirius. All right.
The saga continues.
Delivery. Call customer and arrange drop-off location. They added the following instructions. Please leave on porch.
Alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust. Call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892.
Optima Tax Relief.
So return and supply for complete details. Please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P, Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Kinchin, retired NFL wide receiver. I've spent my life learning what it takes to win, preparation, consistency, and the right team behind you. Before True Trade, trading was stressful. I'd second guess every move, lose sleep, and feel like I was constantly chasing the market. Then I discovered True Trade. Their AI-driven platform does the heavy lifting for you. It's a plug-and-play system that works anywhere, anytime. And here's what makes True Trade different. When you download the True Trade app and sign up, guaranteed to fund each of your trading accounts with $50,000 or more in trading capital and no service fees for 12 months. so you can start building passive income without risking your own money or spending years trying to learn the market. To take advantage of our offer and secure your $50,000 in funding, download the TrueTrade app today to get started. That's TrueTrade, where technology earns for you. See terms. Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Hello?
Yeah, they just need you to confirm that you got it on recording.
Oh, okay. Yes, I got it.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Bye.
Wisely. Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com. School choice.
Freedom of speech. Conservative principles live here.
We are
Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125.
You're listening to the Best of the Mark Levin Show. Happy New Year. I thought it important as a general matter, but also given the season, get into this a little bit. And next time I'm going to get into another aspect. And that aspect is going to be, why was the Republican Party founded? How did it come to be? How did the Republican Party come to be? It's hard to create a new political party. And who are we as Republicans? What is our history? What is
Now I'm going to get dick.
ancestral foundation, if you will?
Including, guaranteed, including tips? This is including tips?
The founding period. Judeo-Christian belief system. And how did that manifest itself?
All the way to fucking Rossford?
The 1850s and beyond. This is very, very important. Because we need to understand who we are, how we came to be, why we are as we are. Because otherwise, the Svengalis, the frauds, the reprobates are going to tear this country apart. Because they're making statements that are untrue. They're promoting ideas that are perverse. It's not who we are. And so, as an example, to be an anti-Semite is to attack the Judeo-Christian foundations of the nation. And this is why I've said, how many years? If you hate America, you hate Israel. If you hate Israel, you hate America. I'm not talking about every policy. That is not the point. And the debate isn't over every policy. The debate is whether or not the Jews have a right to survive and to exist in their ancient homeland. The founders would say, why is that even a debate? But again, keep in mind, when you attack Jews, the anti-Semitism, you're attacking the Judeo-Christian belief system. You're attacking Americanism. That is exactly what you're doing. Now, I know the bigots, the Jew haters will say, see that? See that? See what? That's our history. That book on your night table, that Bible, that's the history of mankind, right there. I didn't make it up. You know, there's so much confusion in the world today that it can be hard to find clarity and truth. The new Hillsdale College mini-series on colonial America offers a powerful reminder that the first Americans were searching for the same things. In a brand new 6-part documentary series, Hillsdale College professors will teach you the religious, political, cultural, and economic ideas that shaped the uniquely American culture during the colonial period. You'll learn why the idea of liberty, especially religious liberty, inspired the settlers of America to cross the Atlantic. How Americans organized local governments. Why America has always been a land where virtue can lead to peace and prosperity. The Hillsdale College mini-series is completely free and it's easy to access. Plus, Hillsdale offers more than 40 other free online courses, including a course on C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, the rise and fall of the Roman Republic. Go right now to levin@hillsdale.com to enroll. There's no cost. It's easy to get started. That's Levin, Levin, @hillsdale.com to register for free. Levin@hillsdale.com. We'll continue as we go into the new year. For the remaining 4 years I have on radio, I will continue to do what I've done this year and every other year. You got to be willing to learn your history. You've got to be willing to promote your history. And most of all, you've got to be willing to defend your history. If you abandon your history, you wind up with sickening arguments about how the Third Reich is misunderstood, or how Hitler really wasn't the bad guy, it was Churchill. And that we were fighting on the wrong side, that Hitler was actually a good Christian man, and that it's not possible that he slaughtered all those people, including the Jews. It's not possible. These liars, these bigots, they rely on ignorance. And I'm relying on you, Mr. and Mrs. America.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Carly, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money. Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money. Albert can get me up to $1,000? Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch. I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BOOST to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BOOST to get up to $1,000. Use code BOOST to get up to $1,000. Every business is asking the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are endless, and guessing is too risky. But sitting on the sidelines is not an option, because one thing is almost certain. Your competitors are already making their move. No more waiting. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It's the unified suite that brings financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM into a single source of truth. That connected data is what makes your AI smarter, so it doesn't just guess, it knows. From intelligently automating routine tasks to delivering actionable insights, NetSuite helps you cut costs and make fast AI-powered decisions with confidence. This isn't another bolted-on tool. It's AI built into the system that runs your business. Whether your company earns millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. Right now, get the business guide Demystifying AI free at netsuite.com/markets. That's netsuite.com/markets.
This is Patriot.
What we've seen in the United States is just a steady drop in the price of gasoline, a huge consumer cost for Americans. As you mentioned early on, well below $3 a gallon right now and trending downwards. There are a number of stations in the heartland of America with $1.99 signs.
Conservative principles live here. This is Sirius XM Patriot.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm George Williams in Washington. As 2026 dawns in Washington, D.C., U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Congress faces a January 30th deadline to fund the federal government. But on the Salem News program this week on Capitol Hill with Tony Perkins, the Louisiana Republicans' accomplishments from December will make another government shutdown less likely.
We broke the fever on the omnibus, and now we're finishing that process. So what will be happening over the next few weeks, I don't expect a shutdown. I don't expect any of the drama and the pain that we all had to go through last fall because the Democrats decided to shut the government down. So I think it'll be smoother sailing ahead. And then we'll turn our attention to the next fiscal year's budgeting process. And having built back the muscle memory, I think it's going to work a lot better.
Speaker Johnson's full interview will be heard when This Week on Capitol Hill is broadcast at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday on the Salem News Channel. In a Swiss Alps ski resort town, there are fatalities and injuries after an explosion sparked a raging fire at a New Year's party last night.
Attorney General of Valais Canton, Beatrice Pilou, has said it's too early to determine the cause of the fire. Experts have not yet been able to go inside the wreckage. A reception centre and helpline has been established for the impacted families. The community is in the heart of the Swiss Alps, about 25 miles north of the Matterhorn.
Correspondent Karen Shamas reports the death toll is at least 40 people, with more than 100 injured. New restrictions are now in effect for SNAP recipients in 5 states. They can no longer use federal funds to buy soft drinks, candy, and other sugary or processed foods. Other states may add their own limitations. College football on New Year's Day. Oregon beat Texas Tech earlier today. Indiana romping on Alabama right now. This is SR at Town Hall.
This is Dennis Prager for AmFed Coin and Bullion. There's something about the feel of a gold coin in your hand and the way the light reflects off its intricate details that has always captivated me. Nick Grovich, AmFed's owner, turned that same passion into his livelihood. Nick began collecting coins as a teen, and that interest grew into a nationally respected business offering only the finest quality coins at the most competitive prices. The truth is that although Nick is a rare coin dealer, he doesn't believe in rare coins. Rare coins do not make sound investments, but they do make dealers a lot of money. That's part of what I respect about him. AmFed specializes in buying non-performing numismatic coins and turning them into gold and silver investments that provide liquidity and perform competitively against the market. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
In Iran, protests over the nation's struggling economy have spread into rural areas where at least 3 people have been killed. Dr. Michael Oren believes the current clerical regime in that country needs to be removed and replaced, not merely contained or deterred. The former Israeli ambassador to the U.S. says the right changes in Iran or its regime could be potentially transformative for the entire Middle East.
We can have peace between Israel and all these different countries. You can have a swath of peace that extends from the Mediterranean all the way to India, and what had been, the hot spot in the world, the great crucible of conflicts in the world, could be actually the meadow of peace in the Middle East. Put it that way, and it could be very different.
Dr. Owen's comments at the Salem Radio Network.
Am I just missing the
Anti-Semitism on the rise around the globe. Officials in Israel are preparing for a potential surge in Jews returning to the Holy Land. Townhall.com.
Andrew Wilkow. The hugest compliments I get on this program are, you found this program and you spent some time listening to it. You're not just a listener, you're part of the Wilkow majority. The other is, my Democrat friend says this, what do I say back? Facts. Arguments and firepower to win the debate. Hey, I used one of your arguments and it worked. Andrew Wilkow and the Wilkow majority. Weekdays, noon to 3 p.m. East on Sirius XM Patriot 125. That's one of the greatest compliments I can get. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, and I'm here to help you cancel those outrageous cell phone bills. Ever sign up for one of those too good to be true phone deals? 1 minute you're feeling great, then suddenly you're paying over $1,000 a year. Crazy, right? You know who else they get crazy? Red Pocket Mobile. With premium 5G plans starting at just $10 a month, you're guaranteed the best combination of service and pricing, period. with no contracts and no price increases ever. Plus, Red Pocket gives you access to all three 5G networks. You pick the one that works best where you live or work. And with Red Pocket, you keep your phone and your number. Why in the world would you not switch? Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier. Getting a new phone this holiday season? Don't forget the plan. Switch now and get 50% off Red Pocket's monthly plans with one locked-in low price and your choice of three 5G networks. Go to redpocket.com. That's redpocket.com. Redpocket.com. Take a moment and think of one thing that you really wanted to do recently, but you didn't because your foot, leg, or back pain got Anyway, hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and that's why we're here, to help you get back out there. Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store are designed to alleviate foot, knee, hip, and back pain, plus provide improved balance, more comfort, and, well, a better life. Try it for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. He's here. Now, broadcasting under the underground time of deep from the bowels of a hidden pocket, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we once again make contact with our leader in it. This is the best of the Mark Levin Show. Happy New Year. Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. By the way, I'm very saddened that Lee Stefanik has decided not to run the Republican primary for governor of New York. I haven't spoken to her. I felt she was the best chance for the Republicans to take the governorship and, try to neutralize Mondami and really rebuild the state level of the Republican Party, because she's a very charismatic, intelligent, not just a force in New York, but nationwide. And this guy in Long Island, he decided to run executive director, I guess he is. What is he? An executive. And what's his name? Blakeman. I met him in passing, kind of a rhino. He said, people contact me to put him on radio. I'm not putting him on radio. He should not have jumped into this race. And Elise Stefanik in her statement said, look, I'm a mother. I don't mind spending time running against, Democrats in the general election, but to spend so much time away from my family to run in a Republican primary. I was hoping President Trump would endorse her right out of the box. He said he likes both candidates, but she's clearly the most conservative, the most effective, the most well-known, and she's the best shot. Create a civil society where all people can live in tranquility and unity of peace, all holding their own beliefs and assimilating into the culture. It's an experiment like no other on the face of the earth. There are people here trying to destroy it. Okay, I'm not going to repeat what I said the first time. Now this out. Your Republican Party. There's been a lot said about the Republican Party, especially by Democrats, leftists, phony historians, and so forth. They tried to smear the Republican Party, slime the Republican Party, because they want power, or they're radical leftists, or whatever the reason. First of all, let's start at the beginning, in 1854. What happened in 1854? What happened? Congress passed something called the Kansas-Nebraska Act. I'm doing this by memory, but I think I know what I'm doing. And so what that meant is the people in the new territories would decide
if they wanted slavery or not. They would vote. Congress would no longer determine it. Now, what that meant was the Missouri Compromise, for all intents and purposes, no longer existed. The Missouri Compromise provided geographic limitations on the spread of slavery in the new territories. And so the concern was that the Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 would allow slavery to expand where previously it couldn't. And there were riots over this, there was bloodshed over this, and so forth and so on. Now, there was no Republican Party at this point, but there were disparate parties, disparate political elements who were abolitionists, who were anti-slavery, different groups. And they couldn't win separately. They had different approaches to the issue of eliminating slavery, but they understood that they needed to figure out how to come together, these various abolitionists and abolitionist groups, the anti-slavery group, if they were going to beat the pro-slavery party, which was the Democrats. So what happened? Birth of the Republican Party. It came out of the Kansas-Nebraska. And the birth of the Republican Party, what happened is the opponents of this Kansas-Nebraska Act, they met in Ripon, Wisconsin. And this is where it's believed generally the Republican Party was born. And it was a meeting held by several Whigs because the Whig Party was dying, the Free Soilers, some Democrats, and they met in Ripon, 1854. Now that meeting was called by Major Alvin E. Boveg. Now he was, and I remember this guy, studying this guy, a prominent Whig. And a few years earlier, he met Horace Greeley, famous publisher, who was an abolitionist. And they had discussed the creation of a new party. And so in 1854, in Ripon, they passed a resolution to form a new party to oppose the Nebraska Act. And that resolution said that they would call the new party the Republican Party. And that's what happened. On March 20, 1854, or thereabouts, stat can't be known, the Republican Party was formed. Some have said it was July 6, 1854. It doesn't really matter. Now, this new Republican Party held its first formal convention in Jackson, Mississippi, held outdoors. I would argue that's probably the formal birthplace of the Republican Party. So these coalitions came together, and in 1855, the Republicans were actually making some progress in the states like Massachusetts. Massachusetts, they actually elected the Speaker of the House. Excuse me. Yeah, well, that's right. Now, this wasn't an immediate success. Obviously, it takes time, and it did take time. Now, the problem the Republicans had was there were still people committed to the Whig Party and so forth and so on. They weren't prepared to move to the new party, but slowly but surely they did. They won a big victory in Ohio. They gained the support of some of the party bosses, the Whig Party bosses. They gained the support of a senator whose name you may have heard of, William Seward. The former Whigs in New York joined the Republican Party. They abandoned the Whig Party. Their strength was growing. There was a small movement of anti-slavery Democrats. They became Republicans. They all united to try and stop the spread of slavery in the territory. They had a convention in 1856. They nominated a guy for president. You may have heard of him, John Fremont. This John Fremont was a very famous explorer. He was opposed to slavery. He won the Republican nomination. They were able to pull together support from some of the holdout Whigs and some of the so-called holdout know-nothings. And what happened was in 1856, Fremont was running against James Buchanan. He was the Democrat. He, by the way, the worst president in American history, he and Biden. He was running against him primarily in the Fillmore, but I don't need to get into it. And it was really pretty stunning. Here is this new party with their first nominee, John Fremont. And what happens?
Dude, it just came out.
Buchanan gets 1.8 million votes. Fremont gets 1.3 million votes. Buchanan gets, now I'm looking this up, 174 electoral college votes. Fremont gets 114. That was considered really a massive showing for the Republicans. It's a brand new party. At that point, the South knew they had something to fear. The Democrats, pro-slavery Southerners. Not all of them were pro-slavery, by the way. They knew that they had a problem with this Republican Party. And so the party grew rapidly between 1856 and 1860. In fact, so rapidly that it won the House of Representatives. Almost all the Whigs and the know-nothings came over to the Republican Party. And then what was happening is some of the party bosses were moving over to the Republican Party. Some of the party leaders of these other parties were moving over to the Republican Party. It was sort of a juggernaut. Now, they did embrace the most radical of the abolitionists, but it was an abolitionist party. And so, what happens? The country becomes more sectionalized, comes to a head. In the earliest days of the Civil War, the outbreak of the Civil War follows the election of 1860 of a man by the name of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was not expected to become the Republican nominee. He didn't come to the convention with the belief that he would become the Republican nominee, but he did come to the convention with some support. In the end, he was the nominee by a plurality of the vote. The rest is history. You Republicans out there, this is your history. This is your history. And it's more than that. The first Civil Rights Act in American history was 1866, pushed through the Congress after the Civil War by the Republicans. The 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, the post-Civil War amendments, freeing the slaves, giving the slaves equal protection and due process, giving the slaves the right to vote, the former slaves, I should say, absolute right to citizenship, all pushed by Republicans, amending the Constitution. Another Civil Rights Act in 1875. You had the Civil Rights Act of 1957 under Eisenhower. The Civil Rights Act of 1960 under Eisenhower. The Civil Rights Act of 1964. Lyndon Johnson, yes, but the Republicans were the ones that pushed it across, with huge majorities in the House and the Senate. The Civil Rights Act of 1965, often called the Voting Rights Act, that would pass. But for the Republicans, it would have been stopped by the Democrats. All right, I want to put a bookmark right there. Keep this in mind. I'm telling you all this for a reason. I'll be right back. Picture this. The power goes out. Your cell phone only has a 50% charge. You just went to the grocery store and have a fridge full of food. Oh, and it's the middle of winter. It's freezing. That's right. No fridge, no phone, no heater, just silence, shivering, and all of your groceries slowly spoiling. Well, not this winter. Right now, you can take your freedom back with the Patriot Power Generator 2500X from 4 Patriots. It's solar powered, fume free, and comes fully charged so you can stay powered through hurricanes, blackouts, or whatever life throws your way. And right now, you'll get 2 solar panels absolutely free, instantly doubling your charging speed. Because let's be honest, the power grid is aging. Blackouts are getting longer, and no one's fixing it anytime soon. So stop waiting. Take power into your own hands. Visit 4patriots.com now. That's the number 4patriots.com. And claim this deal before it's gone for good. Stand out in 2026 and move your career forward with a skills-based education from University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers affordable online courses with more than 135 degrees and certificates to equip you with the skills today's employers are seeking. Learn how to apply emerging technology like AI and data science, and gain enduring skills such as leadership, communication, and critical thinking. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes designed for working adults like you. Get a head start on your goals in the new year. 2, 4, 5, 6. Now is the perfect time to take the next step in your life and education at University of Maryland Global Campus. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start January 7th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. As with any dietary supplement, consult your healthcare provider before use, especially if you're pregnant, nursing, or taking medication on a regular basis. Are you on a GLP-1 medication, like Ozempic or Mounjaro? Looking for a simple, effective way to keep the muscle while you lose the fat? Then you need Replenza, the delicious nutritional drink physician formulated specifically for GLP-1 users, with a unique amino acid blend to help prevent muscle loss and support muscle tone, plus prebiotics for digestive health and collagen for skin elasticity. Packed with electrolytes, it's the perfect way to stay hydrated and balanced all day long. Give your muscles, your gut, and your skin the care they deserve with Replenza. Backed by science, designed with you in mind. Replenza is made in the USA in an FDA-registered facility. Now you can feel your best and look your best on your weight loss journey. On a GLP-1, get Replenza at CVS, Walmart, and Publix. Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-322-0800 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-322-0800. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies, and we can probably help you too. Call us today at 800-322-0800 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-322-0800. Call now.
The right to bear arms.
Religious freedom.
Conservative principles live here.
We are.
Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125.
We are patriots.
You're listening to the Best of the Mark Levin Show. Happy New Year. America wouldn't be the great land it is without the Republican Party. It would not be. Slavery would have persisted. I don't think forever, but it would have persisted. All these civil rights acts that were passed, the Democrats take credit for, never would have happened. Never would have happened. See, the party is built on the foundational principles of the country. This is why sometimes you get very furious with individuals in the party who act more like Democrats and Republicans. They should be proud of our founding principles, which I term and have coined the phrase constitutional conservatism over the decade. It's constitutional conservatism. This is who we are. This is what we believe. The country would be a much different place. It'd be an awful place. It'd be a dark place. It'd be a lawless place. And so we battle. Over the airwaves here, we battle. You and me. We take elections seriously. We talk about them. On election night, we're here. You, Mr. and Mrs. America, and me, trying to get out the vote to make sure that we save this grand republic. We want the borders secured. We want assimilation. We want our history taught, our actual history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want people in the country who embrace the country and love our ideals. But again, I have to turn back to one of the great threats, one of the cancers, and that is Tucker Carlson, and he's not the only one. Fuentes, and others. They talk about destroying the Republican Party. Destroying the Republican Party. Not strengthening it. Not trying to ensure that its founding principles are actually practiced and instituted, but destroying the Republican Party as they wish to destroy the Judeo-Christian foundational principles that underlay our nation. They wish to destroy the Republican Party. Now, they don't say the Republican establishment. They say the Republican Party. You and I, we've had battles with the Republican establishment for decades. Important battles. We want conservatives to be our nominees. We want conservatives who promote our principles to run in general elections to defeat the Democrats. As Reagan said, not pastel colors, bold colors. And then when you look at how conservatives govern, perfect example, Ron DeSantis. And there are others, Ted Cruz. And there are more, many more. You can see the quality of life. You can see how important it is. Free state still versus dark blue dying state. They want to kill the party of Lincoln, the party of Theodore Roosevelt, the party of Coolidge, the party of Eisenhower, the party of Reagan, and the party of Trump. And replace them with what? More when I return.
Arbitraries by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify.
The number to call is 800-295-7144. 800-295-7144. Again, that's 800-295-7144.
Hi there, I'm Stu Sakowitz, owner and vendor of Pine Valley Orthotics. I'm a licensed professional, and if you're struggling with foot pain or plantar fasciitis, you need to call me for a free consultation. I even answer my own phone, 866-443-7463. They're $99, and if I can't make your pain go away, I will happily refund your money. Or go to PineValleyOrthotics.com and order a pair today. Your feet will thank you as much as I do.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people. But it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. More than 1 million people are now part of healthcare sharing because it just makes so much sense, especially right now. And MediShare is the gold standard. Members like it a lot. We know this from member surveys. MediShare has been around for over 30 years. It is a proven thing. And if you join before January 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save $100 right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is January 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. Call 855-25-SHARE. That's 855-25 SHARE. 855-25-SHARE. Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen. But it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Meet Dana. Life hit hard. A divorce, a few missed tax filings, and before she knew it, the IRS said she owed over $40,000. They were about to start garnishing her wages.
I felt helpless. Then I called Milestone Tax, and the first thing I noticed, a real person answered the phone, not an AI robot, an American tax professional who went the extra mile for me.
Milestone Tax is U.S.-based and veteran-run. They don't send your case offshore or hand you to a call center. Their licensed experts walk with you step by step to find the best strategy for your situation.
They organized my records, found deductions I'd missed, and got my payments down to something I could handle. No more threats, no more sleepless nights.
If you're tired of feeling like just another number, call the team that puts Americans first, Milestone Tax. Call 888-585-4914. That's 888-585-4914. Make today your turning point with Milestone Tax Solutions at 888-585-4914. Some restrictions apply. Program availability and qualification vary by case. For details, visit milestonetax.com.
The Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The Internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop
Calls may be monitored and recorded by DoorDash and service providers for quality.
Oh, shit. Yes. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello?
That was just you calling me back. No worries.
Yeah, it was.
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Economic opportunity. Moral order. Conservative principles live here. We are SiriusXM Patriot, Channel 125. Mark Levin Show.
This is Mark Levin wishing you a Happy New Year. Now back to the best of me.
The Mark Levin Show. This is the home of the July 4th Americans. And you can call at 877-381-3811.
This is our last show of the year as we gear up for the new year and new radio programs and exciting content. I look very much forward to being with you and all of our wonderful affiliates, wonderful satellite, Sirius XM satellite, all the other wonderful platforms out there. Very excited. And we'll have some exciting news for you as well. But enjoy the time off, enjoy the holidays with family. That's what this is all about. Every day I hear from Americans who feel like they're losing their voice, frustrated that their values are being ignored or erased. And if that's you, let me tell you something that you can do right now to ameliorate some of this. Join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC isn't just another group. It's a powerful community built on faith, family, and common sense. They're standing in the gap, giving millions of Americans the tools to stay informed, engaged, and prepared. In addition to being a patriotic group that pushes your principles on Capitol Hill and throughout the government, as a member, you get real, fantastic benefits that you will use. Huge discounts on insurance and prescriptions and travel and retail, plus access to exclusive resources, help on Social Security and Medicare as an example. And the AMAC magazine, which is truly one of the best publications out there. And by the way, you don't have to be a senior citizen to be a member, although that is a wise thing to do. 18 and older, you can take advantage of all these incredible benefits like those discounts. And for a limited time, and this is very important, because you're not going to hear from me for the rest of the year. So this is very important. You can join free for 90 days. Absolutely free for 90 days. No credit card required, no strings attached. I encourage you strongly today, this evening. Now's the time to do this. Just a chance to see what the Association of Mature American Citizens is all about for free, including those benefits and discounts. So go to amac.us/Levin right now. That's amac.us/LEVIN. amac.us/LEVIN. Take the first step and make your voice matter again and get those benefits and discounts. 90 days free. Jump in with both feet. That's my advice. To this Republican Party, we make the Republican Party what we want it to be. You might say, no, we don't. All these decisions are washed. The Republican Party, like other parties, is a very complex party. It starts at the bottom. Committee men and committee women, precinct workers, ward leaders. You have town, city, county chairmen, the state conventions and state meetings. I've seen them. I've been to them. And of course, as the matter moves to federal elections and policies, the party moves in that direction too. And so you could be a part of it if you wish. You could try and have an impact. We have tremendously patriotic citizens who run for these positions, and they run for these positions as constitutional conservatives. And they can win, and many times they do. But why would we want to destroy the Republican Party and replace it with what? Another one of these fringe parties or another minority party that can't win anything except ensure that the Democrat Party, which is Marxist, Islamist, radical, America-hating, that party controls all levers of power, because if that party gets in again, and it's able to do so, it's going to destroy the Supreme Court, turning it into a ideological Politburo of their liking. They're going to destroy the Electoral College, so basically 11 of the most populated states, mostly Democrat states, will control the Electoral College. Can you imagine what the border will look like? More influx of illegal aliens, bigger influx. If the court doesn't do the right thing on birthright citizenship, country's over. You can see the hordes coming in from all other parts of the world that have no intention of being assimilated into our country. Islamists, other cultures. America can't survive that. If we lose our Judeo-Christian belief and value system, it's over. It's over. If the Republican Party is destroyed, it's over. There's nothing to stand in the way of the Democrat Party. So again, when we have these grifters who self-identify as influencers, and some of them have podcasts, but they're otherwise online, various aspects of social media, who push this stuff about Judaism, about Christianity, about how bad America is, about how good other countries are, how wise Sharia law is, Islamism is, who will platform and promote bigots and racists, Christian bashers and anti-Semites. These people are poison. They're a cancer on a body politic. They're in the Democrat Party, and an element within the Republican Party. But I hesitate to say that since they hate the Republican Party and don't really believe in the Republican Party. So let me ask you this question, Mr. and Mrs. America. Why are not more Republican leaders speaking out against these miscreants and malcontents? Why is that? I asked you this the first.
We'll be back later.
Attacking the very foundation